not keeping up with the Joneses. One of the more curious and common clients I have are those who choose not to go to college and instead worked during their late teens and early 20s. They stereotypically have some kind of a job, if not the beginnings of a proto-career, such as a nursing assistant, entry-level mechanic, or even the military. They also typically live at home and therefore not only have no debts, but also have savings of anywhere from $5,000 to even $40,000. But sure enough, right at the age of 22, they contact me at Asshole Consulting because they have a problem. And that problem is, all their high school friends are now graduating from college and they feel that they're behind or are somehow losers in life. All I can do is laugh. For while your average corporal in the U.S. Army feels inferior to his college graduating peers, or your average bartender feels ashamed she didn't graduate from college with her twin sister, or your typical self-taught auto mechanic doesn't view his 2-year vocational degree as on par with a real bachelor's degree, they're all doing infinitely better than today's college graduates, and the reasons are many. First, you are likely in way better financial shape than your college graduating peers. I truly do get a laugh when I see a 21-year-old auto mechanic bringing down $40,000 a year with $25,000 in the bank, who thinks he's somehow inferior to the Hispanic black women's 15th century sculpture lesbian studies graduate, with $125,000 in debt, no employable skills, no savings, and an intolerable arrogance to boot. You have to understand, no matter what professors, teachers, counselors, or even your parents tell you, the sole point and purpose of a college education is to help increase your lifetime earnings. And the vast majority of kids today are majoring in hobbies, not skills. Therefore, unless you go to college for a real discipline such as engineering or the sciences, you are wasting your time and money. And to compare yourself against a fool with a worthless piece of paper they spent 4 years and $75,000 on is laughable. Second, you are not missing out on anything if you choose not to go to college, but instead figure out what you want to do in life first. The college experience and college parties are no different than any other party you'll attend in your 20s, minus the $87,000 tuition bill and crippling student loans attached to it. You aren't going to meet smarter people in college because now everybody goes to college, making it nothing more than high school version 2.0. It will be the exact same painful experience with the exact same idiots you endured in high school, but they'll all think they're really smart because they're in college. And if you're worried you're going to miss out on the dating scene today in college, think again. Women now get to choose from an increasingly effeminate, androgynous male student body epitomized by the infamous pajama boy, while men get to choose from an increasingly hostile, angry, masculine, feminist female student body epitomized by the infamous Trigglypuff. The hotter, sexier, not to mention sane, people are out in the real world working real jobs, not in your mandatory freshman, transgendered women male sexual woe-is-me oppression studies class. Finally, even though you are not going to college, you are light years ahead in terms of your education simply because you took the time to figure out first what you wanted to major in. The vast majority of your college-attending peers did not. And in failing to figure out what they wanted to major in first, they have condemned themselves to waste, at minimum, 4 years and $50,000 on a degree they're, frankly, never going to use. Of course, at this moment in time, when your friends and peers are all graduating and partying, it seems the opposite. With all the great pomp and circumstance surrounding all the graduation ceremonies and graduation parties, it's hard as a degreeless 22-year-old to think you're anything but a loser. But this is merely the bright flash of light before a bulb burns out, because now, after this moment in time, the nanosecond after the graduation ceremony, your college-educated peers are for the first time in their lives leaving the K-through-college system and entering the real world. And the real world is not college. Understand, from K through college, from the ages of 5 to 25, you and all of your peers have lived in an artificial environment called school. You've lived in a bubble protected from, even lied to about the realities of life. But what makes it worse is what you've been told was a great accomplishment or excellence in school is not the same in the real world. Therefore, being the captain of the football team, the best baton twirler in the marching band, the hottest cheerleader who can do the most flips, the best speller in the spelling bee, or whatever other cornucopia of extracurricular BS that passes for excellence in K through college, is ultimately worthless, pointless, useless, and meaningless in the real world. In other words, school trained you to be good at school, not the real world. And unlike your college-educated peers, you were at least smart enough to enter and explore the real world first, before you had to fork over 80 grand in tuition to extend this artificial la-la land of school an additional 4 years. So in reality, you are likely a full 4 years ahead of your college graduating peers, not just in education, but work experience, personal finances, and employability. They are in for a world of hurt. Do not envy them.